ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मृतं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our Iskcon official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss 8th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad 6th canto, in which there is description of Narayana Kavacha. It is said, by now Kumbha Mela is going on, the piety or whatever dharma you earn by making a deep or taking a bath in Kumbha Mela, in that sacred Ganga, the same piety, same dharma is achieved by hearing this Narayana Kavacha. You see, those who cannot go to Kumbh Mela, this year Kumbh Mela is there in Triveni, in Prayagraj. But you can, by hearing, by listening, or by hearing, or by speaking Narayana Kavacha, the same result you will get. Then this is described in Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto 8th chapter, that we have heard in the last chapter that Vishwarupa, he gave this Narayana Kavacha to Indra, because Indra disobeyed his spiritual master Brihaspati. That's why Brihaspati became incognito, went away. And finally, the demigod took shelter of this Vishwarupa, and Vishwarupa gave him this Narayana Kavacha, by which demigod should be able to win over or to conquer the demons. So this chapter is like this. Though Indra, the king of heaven, was victorious over the soldiers of demons, and it also describes the shield of the Vishnu mantra, Narayana Kavacha. How is it that? We will describe in short. You can find it in details in Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto 8th chapter. So in 1 to 3, this question and Parikshit Maharaj and questions about this, and Sukadeva Goswami answers. In 4 to 11, the procedure of this Narayana Kavacha is given. To take protection from this shield, one must first touch kusha grass and wash one's mouth with Chastavan mantras. One should observe silence and then place the 8-syllable Vishnu mantra on the parts of his body and place the 12-syllable mantra on his hands. 8-syllable mantra, 12-syllable mantras. Then the 8-syllable mantra is, what is that? Om Namo Narayanaya. Similarly, this mantra should be distributed all over the front and back of the body. Now what is 12-syllable mantra? That is Om Namo Bhagavate, which begins with Pranava, Omkar, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. One syllable should be placed on each of the fingers and should be preceded by the Pranava Omkar. Thereafter one must chant Om Vishnave Nama, 6-syllable mantras. So we have here 3 types of mantras, 8-syllable, 12-syllable and 6 syllables. 6-syllable mantra is Om Vishnave Nama. Now one must progressively place the syllables of the mantra on the heart, the head, between the 2 eyebrows, on the shikha and between the eyes, and then one should chant Maha Astraya Phat, and with this mantra protect himself from all directions. Nadeva Devam Archet. That means one who has not risen to the level of a Deva cannot chant this mantra. According to this direction of the Shastra, one must think himself qualitatively non-different from the Supreme. Om. In the purport, Prabhupada Maharaj says, Aham Graho Upasana. This is called Aham Graho Upasana. I am equivalent to the Lord. It's not that we are equal to the Lord, but in thinking in that way, qualitatively the same. So in verse 12 it is stated, Om Hari Vidadan Mama Sarva Rakhya Nastangri Padma Patagendra Puste Dharari Charma Se Gadesu Chapa Pasan Dadhan Astaguna Astavahu. This is Narayan Kavacha. That means the Supreme Lord who sits on the back of the bird Garuda, touching him with his lotus feet, holds 8 weapons: the conch shell, disc, shield, sword, club, arrows, bow, and ropes. May that Supreme Personality of Godhead protect me at all times with his 8 arms. He is all powerful because he fully possesses the 8 mystic powers, Anima, Lagima, etc. That is described in 11th canto, 15th chapter. We have already described it. You can refer to. In the purport, it is stated by Prabhupada Maharaj, thinking oneself with the Supreme is called Aham Grahopasana. Through Aham Grahopasana, one doesn't become God, but he thinks of himself as qualitatively one with the Supreme. 13 to 19, it is described protection of various incarnations. Protection by various incarnations. After finishing this dedication, one must offer a prayer to the 8-armed Lord Vishnu who sits on the shoulders of the Garudadev. One also has to think of the fish incarnation, Vamana, Kurma, Nrsimha, Varaha, Parshurama, Ramachandra, the elder brother of Lakshmana, Naranarayana, Dattatreya, an empowered incarnation, Kapila, Sanat Kumar, Hayagriva, Naroda Deva, the incarnation of a devotee, Dhanvantari, Rishabdev, Jagya, Balaram, Vyasadev, Buddhadev, and Kesava. One should also think of Govinda, the master of Vrindavan, and one should think of Narayana, the master of the spiritual sky. One should think of Madhusudana, Tridhama, Madhava, Rishikesha, Padmanabha, Janardana, Damodara, and Vishweswara, as well as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. After offering prayers to the Lord's personal expansions, known as the Swansas and Saptavis Avataras. So in verse 20 to 22, these 3 verses describe protection during different parts of a day. May Lord Kesava protect me with it, described in verse 20. May Lord Kesava protect me with his club in the first portion of the day, and may Govinda, who is always engaged in playing his flute, protect me in the second portion of the day. May Lord Narayana, who is equipped with all potencies, protect me in the third part of the day, and may Lord Vishnu, who carries a disc to kill his enemies, protect me in the fourth part of the day. In this way, various parts of the day described. Then from verse 23, 26, 4 verses describe protection from Lord's weapons. One should pray to the weapons of Lord Narayana, such as the Sudarshana, Gada, Sankha, Khadga, and bow. Sorry. In 27 to 34, these 8 verses describe protection through various energies. The Lord has Vividhev Suyate, Prayasa Shakti Vividhev Suyate. So in verse 34 it is described, Vidyukhu Dikhu Mudha Adha Samantat Antar Vahi Bhagavan Narsingha Prahapa Loga Bhayang Sunena Shoteja Sagrasta Samastateja. Prahlad Maharaj loudly chanted the holy name of Lord Nrsimhadev. May Nrsimhadev, roaring for his devotee Prahlad Maharaj, protect us from all fear of dangers created by stalwart leaders in all directions through poison, weapons, water, fire, air, and so on. May the Lord cover their influence by his own transcendental influence. May Nrsimhadev protect us in all directions and all corners, above, below, within, and without. So, in verse 35 to 40, these 6 verses describe power of Narayan Kavacha. What is the power of this Narayan Kavacha? We have described how we will get the same result as by taking a Buddha, Kumbha Mela. This is not described here, but others say. So after explaining this process, Sukadeva Goswami told Maharaj Parikshit how Vishwarupa, the brother of Vritrasura, described the glories of the Narayan Kavacha to Indra. It so happened that a person named Brahmana, named Kausika, used this armor, and in this way he left his body. The place where he left his body, that place, above that place, Suddenly, one Gandharva was flying. Suddenly, Chitraratha was forced to fall from the sky head first with his airplane. Struck with wonder, he was ordered by the great. There is no air crash in demigods, but this is the first time in the history of that demigods that this it is not crashed, but it came down. But the plane is okay. But the plane came down. So he was astonished. So in this way, struck with wonder, he was ordered by the great sages named Balikilias to throw the Brahmana's bones in the nearby river Saraswati. He had to do this and bathe in the river before returning to his own abode. He became a light. This is the power of Narayan Kavacha. So, in 41 and 42, it described Phalashruti. You have heard this Narayan Kavacha. What is the result? It is stated in verse 41 that Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, "My dear Maharaj, Parikshit, one who employs this armor or hears about it with faith and veneration when afraid because of any condition in the material world is immediately freed from all dangers and is worshipped by all living entities." So in this way, after getting this Narayan Kavacha, Indra was able to conquer the demigods, the demons. So the next chapter will describe what happens thereafter. Thank you very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share and like our channel and get blessings of the Lord.